Hola a todos! I've got an interesting video for you today, practicing the skill of writing. I've put all of the topics part of GCSE Spanish in a random generator, and I'll be writing a few sentences on whatever topics are chosen. This should be a good way to get your writing muscles going and for you to experiment with various structures. Vamos! So here's my wheel generator. Let's see what topic gets chosen. Okay, so my studies, let's write a couple of sentences on this topic. Then, so this would include sort of school subjects, sorry. I think that's the main part of this, and also like exams and grades and that sort of thing. So my studies is the name of this topic. So what can we say? So school subjects, let's talk a bit about my favorite subject. So mi asignatura is the word here for subject. Mi asignatura, you can say preferida or favorita as well. Favorita. Es, and then I'm gonna pick maybe la historia, quizás. I'm just making whatever comes up, making up whatever comes to mind. So la historia, I'm gonna say. So mi asignatura preferida es la historia, porque. Let's finish the sentence off with a reason. So porque es, and what's a good word we can say? You can say obviously es fácil, es difícil, whatever. I'm going to use the word es lógico. So it's like logical. It's like, of course, some sort of like reasoning behind it. It's logical, es lógico. Vale? So one sentence there in just a present tense. What else can we say? Let's talk about a subject we don't like. So odio, to say I hate. Odio, let's say el español. Odio el español, even though I don't, but odio el español. Dado que, should we talk about teachers? Dado que mi profesor, dado que mi profesor no es paciente, y something a bit more complex, y siempre se enfada as he gets angry. Siempre se enfada, and I think we can leave it off there. So I don't like or I hate Spanish because my teacher is not patient and he always gets angry or is always angry. Okay, and then for the third sentence, let's talk about the sort of grades and like doing good or doing bad in something. So I'm going to use the expression se me da bien, which is how we say sort of to be good at something. So for example, I'm good at a school subject, se me da bien. If it's a plural subject, which I'm going to actually say maths, I'm going to say se me dan bien las matemáticas. And then I'm going to say ya que, to say because, son easy, son fáciles. Fáciles. Okay, so there's three sentences there in the present tense. Let's add one more to make things slightly challenging. In the past tense, in the future tense, we're going to use. So I'm going to say I like failed at something, and for that we use the verb suspender. So I'm going to say me suspendieron, and then the subject I'm going to pick is física. So they suspended is to say is how we say failed. So pretty much I failed physics or they failed me is how I would sort of directly translate it. They failed me in physics. So this structure here is good to know if we're talking about failing a subject, and then doing good at a subject is se me da or se me dan bien. Okay, cool. Let's now continue this. So that's my studies. Let's go back to the wheel and pick one more topic or just other topics to talk about. Okay, the next topic is going to be customs and festivals. Okay, this is a tricky topic for a lot of people, so let's do this one. So, customs, let's do that in black. Customs and festivals, so like traditions and stuff, is all part of this topic. This is quite it can be a difficult topic, so this is part of theme 1 for AQA. So the first thing is sort of birthdays and Christmas and stuff counts. I'm going to do a few sentences on that and then talk about sort of Spanish specific festivals. So birthdays, how to say when your birthday is. Mi cumpleaños es And then SL. So if I just pick a random date, SL 10 de junio. So this is how you would sort of write out your birthday. Mi cumpleaños SL, and then the day of the, so not day of the week, but the number. So for example, the 10th, and then of the month. For example, de junio. Okay. Junio being June. So that's just the first thing out of the way in terms of saying your birthday. What else can we say? So let's talk about what we do on Christmas. Not on Christmas, sorry, on my birthday. So normalmente I'm going to use the structure para celebrar. So to celebrate, and then mi cumpleaños. We don't say mis, we just say mi, even though cumpleaños, that sort of noun is singular but it ends in s. So mi cumpleaños, para celebrar mi cumpleaños. Normalmente I've said at the start, I open is abro. Abro regalos is a good word here. Presents or gifts. Abro regalos. Y what else can I say? Y I get up late. Me levanto. Like muy tarde. I get up very late. Me levanto is a reflexive structure. Reflexive. And that's how you say sort of you get up. To go to bed is acostarse. So it'll be me acuesto. It's stem changing, so acostarse, just to quickly explain this, acostarse, this O becomes a UE. Vale? So those sort of reflexive structures to keep a note of those, and just for this topic especially. So that is another sentence we can say. Normally to celebrate my birthday, I open gifts and I get up very late. Let's now jump into Christmas. Christmas counts as a festival, even though it's not sort of native Spanish, a native Spanish festival, it counts as this topic. So, El Navidad, or El Día de Navidad. I'm going to say, let's use El Día de Navidad. El Día de Navidad. And then just something else in the present tense that I normally do. So we can say canto. And then the word for Christmas carols in particular is villancico, spelled like this with a C here. So canto villancicos. I sing Christmas carols. Let's do something in the past. Let's use other tenses. So la Nochebuena is Christmas Eve. La Nochebuena pasada, I can say, to say last Christmas Eve. Cene, just to use, so cenar is to have dinner, so cene. En la casa de mis abuelos. I'm trying to think of like unique things I can say to make this video interesting. So I had dinner, cene, at the house or in the house of my grandparents' home. Okay, and then moving down, something generic about, or something specific about sort of Spanish festivals. I'm going to pick Las Fallas, which is one I studied at A-level. So Las Fallas se celebra is the structure of saying it is celebrated in. So se celebra en España y se queman, they burn figuras de madera. So wooden figures, just to describe that festival, Las Fallas. You need to be able to answer questions like, ¿qué piensas de las fiestas españolas? And be able to talk about Spanish festivals in particular, as well as sort of your Christmas and your birthday and stuff. So make sure you revise this topic. Okay, so my studies, customers and festivals. Let's keep going. Let's pick one more topic that we can talk about. Okay, wheel is spinning. I am going to pick cinema and TV. So theme 1 again, cinema and TV. Remove. So cinema and TV. And this one in particular, I'm not going to use the present tense. We've done enough of that. Let's use the present perfect is a good one for this one. I'll show you in a second, but the present perfect tense. And then just the future tense. Let's just experiment with some of the future time frames. So whether it's like voy a, or I would go, or I would do, or I will do, any of those future tenses, let's experiment with some of those and try and use some of those in our writing. So with the present perfect, something like he visto or recientemente he visto una película, with the accent there, una película. And we can talk about, for example, una película de acción is always a good one, an action film. You can have acción, amor, fantasía. So that would be sort of amor is love, fantasía is like sort of fantasy film, aventura, lots of different types of films. So learn a couple of them to be able to talk about. So that's the structure there. He visto, I have seen recently. I have seen. What else can we talk about in movies? We can talk about going to the cinema, but I'm going to avoid the present tense. Let's talk about the future tense. So, el mes que viene, again, just to be a bit different and use unique words. El mes is just the month. Instead of saying año or semana, we can just use el mes. It's a similar thing, isn't it? The month. So next month, el mes que viene, voy a ir al cine. Porque. So I'm going to go to the cinema. Actually, before that, I'm going to add my purpose. So para. So to see, para ver una película nueva. Porque. I'm going to do this in the second line here. Porque I'm going to describe why the cinema is good. You have seen bullet points before about sort of the pros and cons of a cinema. So porque la pantalla es muy grande is a really good reason. So the screen, es la pantalla, is very big. Simple as that. Okay? So that bit there is in the present tense, saying es. But apart from that, I'm using like the near future tense. I'm going to go to the cinema. Okay? And then I'm going to write one more sentence. This time using the imperfect tense. So when I was younger. So cuando era joven is what I'm going to say like when I was younger. We could say cuando era más joven or just joven. When I was young, cuando era joven. No aguanto is how we say I can't stand. If you can't stand something, no aguanto. However, because it's the imperfect tense, I'm going to change that to no aguantaba. No aguantaba. And then some sort of type of film or TV. No aguantaba. Let's say cartoons, because that's like a childish theme. So los dibujos animados. Okay, so using the imperfect tense here just to be a bit interesting and a bit more complex in terms of writing it. So when I was young, I could not stand cartoons. Okay, let's pick one more topic or like theme, whatever you want to say, and write some more sentences on that one. Okay, I'll do this as my final topic then. So spin the wheel again. Hopefully we get something in theme 2. I'll spin it again if we don't. Okay, life at school, we've done that similarly with my studies. Let's find something in theme 2 for AQA. So that'll be like travel and tourism, environment, poverty. Let's find the theme 2 one. No? Social media. Okay, I like social media. Let's do social media, and then maybe if I've got time, I'll do one more on theme 2. Okay, so social media is quite a common topic, so I'm going to do this one. So social media, and in Spanish, to say that is only one correct way, really, and that is las redes sociales, all feminine and all plural, okay? Let's do some on this. So social media, so advantages and disadvantages is going to be the main topic, the main sort of question about that. Let's do some stuff in the present tense then. So, diría que, I would say that, diría que hay muchas ventajas, advantages de las redes sociales. Por ejemplo, or you could say like para dar un ejemplo. Let's use that one. So again, more complex. Para dar is a separate sentence. So to give an example, in order to give an example, para dar un ejemplo. So advantages about social media, it lets you, so se permite, se permite expresar la individualidad. So your like individuality is, I guess, in English, that word there. Yeah. So that's one positive reason, or just one advantage, as we say. Again, you can do the same thing for disadvantage. I want to use object pronoun, a direct object pronoun. So in the past, I've given this example before, but if I say me encantan las redes sociales, and then I use them a lot, uso las redes sociales mucho. But it doesn't sound very good repeating the same sort of three words again. So what I can do, I'll do it in pink here. I can get rid of the noun here, las redes sociales, and before uso, I can put in, sorry, if I make that nicer, before uso, I can put in las. So las uso mucho. Yeah, and that conveys the same message of I use it a lot. So that's just direct object pronouns I like to use in particular in this topic with social media. Okay, and then also let's talk about like other technology, I guess. So suelo is a good word here to mean I usually do something. So suelo usar mi móvil, my phone. And then para, again, to show purpose, and para plus some sort of infinitive. So quizás para contactar, in order to contactar, and I can say mi familia, my family. Okay, and let's do one more sentence talking about specific applications. So you can sort of name drop, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, Snapchat, TikTok. You can say the same word in English. It's spelled the same way. So mi aplicación or la aplicación is how you say, application or app. So mi aplicación favorita es, I'm going to say TikTok, es TikTok. And then because, porque, puedo, and the verb to film, grabar, is to film or record. Porque puedo grabar videos fácilmente, easily. Fácilmente. So because I can film videos easily. Okay. So that's 3 topics or 4 topics there done now. Let's pick one more and then end off this video. So our next topic is going to be hopefully theme 2. Is it? Yes, environment. Perfect theme 2 topic there. So let's end this off writing some sentences about the environment. So the environment, to say that in Spanish, there's again one main way of saying it, and that's el medio ambiente. El medio ambiente. So let's do some questions, some sentences on this in various tenses again. So to talk about environmental problems, things like deforestation and like animals and wildlife. So el problema is how we say the problem. Is not la, it's el, it's a masculine word there. El problema más grave is to say like most important or the most serious. Or we could just say importante as a synonym there, but el problema más grave o importante es deforestation, to say la deforestación, spelled in a very similar way to cognate. And then I haven't used words like además yet, so además is like additionally. It worries me, to say I'm worried about something. Me preocupa. We can talk about sort of felling of trees, maybe. ¿Cómo se dice? Like destruction is good enough. La destrucción de los árboles, the trees, or I'm going to go even wider and say bosques, the word for forest. Además, me preocupa la destrucción de los bosques. So sort of 2 problems to talk about there. And then what other tenses can we use? This one is a little bit harder to use other tenses, but let's talk about in the future. So let's use maybe the subjunctive, si fuera el primer ministro. If I was the prime minister, what would I do? I can say I would ban. So prohibir is to ban. So prohibiría is the conditional tense. So I've just done that from the infinitive prohibir and added on a ia there for the conditional tense. So I would ban. Prohibía, like cars, I guess I'm just say. Prohibía los coches grandes. I know this doesn't make too much sense, but prohibía los coches grandes, just use that tense, conditional tense. I would maybe like plant trees, plantaría más árboles, more trees. Okay, so that's how we can use the subjunctive, si fuera, which is actually the imperfect subjunctive, and then the conditional later on with, for example, prohibiría. Okay, I'm going to stop this video here. I hope this has inspired you to practice writing in a way that's not, just using exam questions, and hopefully something a bit more fun. Enjoy revising, and adios!